All right, for your homework for tonight, just a brief overview of how to do it. It's writing linear equations from a graph. So just like earlier today when we were doing classwork, we were writing linear equations from a point and a slope, or from the from the y-intercept and the slope. Today we're going to be given a graph, and we have to determine what the slope is, we have to determine what the point is, and then we can write the equation. So let's just do one of these together. The first one says write the slope-intercept form y equals mx plus b of the equation of each line. So I know that I need to know what my m is, so I need to know what my slope is, and I need to know what my b is, so I need to know what my y-intercept is. So if I zoom in over here to number 1, all right, so let me look closely at number 1 over here. The first thing I want to identify is my y-intercept. So I'm looking on my y-axis right here, so I'll highlight it for us. I'm looking on this axis to figure out where that blue line crosses the y-axis. So if I look closely, I see that it crosses right here at -3. So over here I'm just going to write b equals -3. And then from there I'm going to count my slope. So I need to find another point on this graph where my line goes through another crosshairs. So it doesn't go through one here, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here, but here it does. Alright, so I'm going to count from here. So let me do this in green. And let's count together. If I go up 1, if I go up 1, 2, 3, so that's up 3. Let me do that a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is therefore up 3 over 5. So m equals 3 over 5. And I know it's positive because it's sloping this way, so it goes up. As I read from left to right, it's going up. So I know that it is a positive slope. So when I write my slope-intercept form, I have y equals mx, so 3/5 x, plus b, and it's actually a -3, so I'm going to do -3. And that is the slope-intercept form equation of my line. So make sure you have that written on your paper. So we figured out b was -3, we figured out the slope was up 3 over 5. So I can just plug those two things into my equation, and I have my equation right there. All right, next let's do another example from the back of the paper, and then we'll be done for reviewing your homework real quick. So make sure you have that written down. And then let's look down here at the back. It says write the point slope form. So again, this is the point slope form, that one that's a little bit tricky. Write the point slope form of the equation of each line. So let's go ahead and let's look at, how about number 11? All right, so here's number 11. So the first thing you want to do is, just like on the last one we identified where the y-intercept was, here it doesn't necessarily need to be the y-intercept. You can choose any point. So maybe I like this point down here. All right, and then from there, I'm going to write that my point, x comma y, is the point 1 comma -3, because that's where I chose my point. The only other thing you need to know is the slope, because for a point slope form you just need a point and you need the slope. So if I start down here at this point, I need to find another point where it goes through crosshairs, so it doesn't go through crosshairs here or here or here or here, but it does right here, so I can use these 2 points. And if I get my green marker back out, I can count. So rise over run. So I count 1, 2, 3. So that's a rise of 3 and a run of -1. So that's a rise of 3 and a run of -1. So my slope is 3 over -1. Or you could also write it as -3 over 1. Or you could even write it as negative out in front, 3 over 1. So when I write this in point slope formula, I have y minus y1, so that's -3, because that came from right here, equals m, so -3 over 1, times x minus x1, so that's 1. And that came from right, let me highlight this in a different color, that came from right here. So when I simplify this, double negatives over here become a positive, so y plus 3 equals -3 over 1 is just -3 times x minus 1. All right, and that's point slope formula. So please make sure that you write that down, and then you guys can go ahead and pack up, and we'll get ready to leave. And this is your homework for tonight.